What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Adult Crash Podcast. Episode 8. How we doing, everybody? It's your host, Frank, and
your other host, Jordo.
How we doing, everybody? Let us know in the comments or email us.
Let us know.
So I think we should do the handles and shit at the start and the end because most podcasts do that.
That's cool.
So I'm going to waste everybody's time for a second. Follow us on Instagram, Adult Crash Podcast, at Adult Crash Podcast.
Yes.
Follow us on Twitter at Adult Crash Pod. If you have a request or want to hear our opinion on something, go ahead and shoot us an email at adultcrashpod@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then follow either of us at the handle below. I think yours is on the other side.
God damn it.
There you go. And welcome to the show. Once again, we did not coordinate on a hot take of the week.
We did not.
But that might come to us later in the show. Jordo, what do you want to talk about today, bud?
So I feel like we can finally finish beating this dead horse for the last couple episodes, and I finished Winter Soldier or Falcon and Winter Soldier this afternoon. I wrapped it up.
So, how do we feel?
It's a show. I am a little less harsh on it than I have been. I still think it should have just been 3 episodes because it felt like there was a ton of filler and things would have paced better if it was like condensed. That's my thing. The pacing, I didn't like the pacing in any of the episodes. Even in the last 2, I didn't really like the pacing, even though it was like, here we go. It was like, that would have been dope as like the last like 25-30 minutes of like a Marvel movie.
I definitely think that it would have been a great 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
And I think I've told you the showrunners and the writers wanted 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And I think if they were unencumbered by restrictions of Disney storytelling
mm-hmm.
and the reduced episode quantity, I think that the show would have had more meaning and like hit harder.
Yeah.
But there were all these constraints. Not to mention, there was a plot point about a virus that they completely wrote out because of COVID.
Yeah, we talked about that in another episode. Yeah. I do think, because I was really stoked that Isaiah came back, and his bit was, I feel like the most like out of the whole series, I feel like Isaiah's second appearance and the speech that Sam gives at the end are like the button of the show. Like,
yeah,
those are like the best 2 speaking points that I think they attacked in the entire thing. Those were really good. Those were really, really good. I'm glad that I'm glad that Cap got his kind of his just desserts, like that fake Captain America.
John Walker.
Yeah. Because like the more I sat on it, I was like, damn, dude, he's like the differences between him and Steve were Steve Rogers was like, I just want to do what's best for, humanity, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't necessarily about country, right? It was more about humanity because he knew that they were up against like this immense evil. And he has a very different sense of values from that period of time versus the values that tend to kind of stem from like elitist nationalism and like just be like, no matter what bad I do, it's justified because of this symbol. And I think that was like a really good element that they experimented with in this show. And it's like, that's what kind of bothered me. It's like the last 2 episodes are fine. They're really good. As far as like the characters like development and being written, like everyone was kind of just there for the first four, and the last two, it was like, all right, now we know what we're doing, and it just kind of revved up. It was a lot better. It was the last two episodes were a lot better than I thought they were going to be.
I really liked Zemo in 3 and 4.
Uh huh.
But I think like that being kind of where it ended with him was a waste because
Yeah, probably
like him ending up in prison. Like I'm sure like he's alive, so like they can still use him and he can like break out and like if he chooses to.
Yeah.
He was just I think he's a great character and excuse me. Like I said, I just liked how he was in those 2 episodes. There was one thing that I noticed. I don't know if I sent it to you or if I've talked about it on here before, but so I've seen like a bunch of posts on Instagram where it's like throughout the years in Marvel, Steve, Captain America, the real Steve Rogers,
Yeah.
never really ever referred to himself as Captain America.
He never did. No.
He'd say Steve Rogers or like Steve or like like I am Groot, I am Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Or like he never referred to himself as Captain America. And then John Walker, U.S. agent, only referred to himself as Captain America.
Yeah, because he's the moniker of like that's who he is.
And when Sam was like in the suit and fighting, I really wanted him to just be like Sam Wilson, but he called himself Captain America.
Yeah, like I was
I thought that would have been cool if he had just done what Steve did.
It was like I'm still Sam Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought that like the story arc for him, I didn't really get it first, but now that it's over with, like it does all kind of make sense where it's like he's the only superhero in like the entire Marvel like canon in the movies that isn't like seeking approval for some reason. Like every single hero is like trying to prove themselves in some way or another, and it felt like he had the attitude of, oh, I don't have to prove myself to anyone. Like, everyone needs to prove themselves to me and why this symbol matters so much to everyone.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, am I worthy of taking the mantle from Steve? It's like, is the rest of the world worthy of Steve continuing,
Right.
I thought that element of the story was pretty interesting and probably the most interesting thing of the whole fucking show. But yeah,
the suit, incredible.
The suit's bomb. The suit looked really good.
Incredible. Like when you first see it in the beginning of the finale, I saw that and I was like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
And at the end of the second to last episode, the training montage.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It was beautiful, dude. Just like seeing him like running, training. Like doing the flips and shit, like becoming more agile and becoming more comfortable with the shield. It was awesome.
Well, and I like to like the whole old guard versus the new way we do things attitude of the show, which is like it's not written really well to like really hone that's the whole gimmick of the show early on, but like at the end it's like very prominent that that's what's going on.
Right.
It's like when Sam's giving that speech at the end of the show and everyone's watching it, it's like, yo, this is like the new guard. Like we all know what's going on. Like we know what's happening next. Like that line that he said where he was like, there's going to be millions of people that will not accept me wearing this uniform. And I know that. And I was like, damn, okay. That's hard. That's a hard line. And then when he told that lady at the end, like, when are you making decisions for everyone and not just people like you or something like that, like to that extent? Because that was the government group that was like making all the decisions for everyone.
Who's in the room with you when you're making these decisions? The people you represent or people like you.
That's right. That's the quote. Yeah, I couldn't remember the quote off the top of my head, But like, I just remember him saying that and then flying off and being like, "Oh, damn." Yeah, no,
I still think most of the race analysis and race relations commentary was ham-fisted, but that's to be expected with a company like Disney that will sacrifice morals for profit. You know, like
and I mean, I do think the last episode definitely like went for a fucking home run with that. I don't know if they necessarily like did a good job, but it was definitely like the most cohesive out of all of it, where it didn't come off as like a joke.
I think that out of all of the show, the like you said, the last 2 episodes were good.
Yeah, no, they were fine. Again, it's still not the. I'd probably watch it again in a few years.
Yeah,
but it's not really that.
I told you it's better when you watch all 6 episodes consecutively.
I can't do that. I know we've had this conversation that I can't.
If you're sick one day, if you broke your leg and you need something to do,
that's fair.
Fuck it.
Like imagine all the TV I could have watched when I had a concussion if I could actually look at a screen.
Yeah,
that was the most boring fucking week of my life.
Looking at a screen when you have a concussion or when you've had your eyes dilated,
it
is like the last time I got my eyes checked, they didn't warn me that they were going to dilate my eyes.
Oh no,
dude! I was like just sitting in the dark for 4 hours because like my eyes hurt so much. It was a nightmare,
dude. I tried like the day after my concussion diagnosis, I was literally trying to just use my phone to text somebody, and I was like straining. I was like, fuck, this hurts. I hate hitting my head. And then like trying to get just music queued up to like listen to music or like listen to a podcast throughout the day while I just laid down. It was just fucking unbearable. Concussions suck.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But okay,
aside from that, though, all right, we don't have to talk about that show anymore.
No, we don't have to. Keeping in the Marvel talks, I will say I think that they are dropping the ball on their shows because I didn't really care for WandaVision as a whole.
I still think WandaVision was only as good as it was because of the intrigue at the end of every episode.
Yeah,
they. I'm not saying it's Twin Peaksy, but it was like at the end of every episode.
Never watched that show.
I watched it one time, and I know the lore around it vaguely, but like, you watch an episode and you're like, I wonder what's gonna happen next week because shit is just so weird the whole show, and then that's what kept me wanting to watch it was just like, all right, I'm invested now. This is fucking weird. Let's keep going. There wasn't a really good like bite at the end of most of the Falcon episodes. Like nothing was like, oh shit, I'm gonna watch the next one. It was like,
I think
I guess I'll watch it next week.
I don't think there was a lot of bite at the end, like the very end of WandaVision. I like
the last 3, but like the first like 7 or was it 6 or 7 episodes?
It's 9 episodes.
Yeah. So like the first half of the show, there was a good like feed every episode. For the first
WandaVision, the elation I felt going from episode 6, 7, and 8, and then episode 9 kind of just fell flat on its face, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But those 3 episodes, the Halloween one, Agatha being
all along
revealed, yeah, and then the one where we revisit all of Wanda's trauma that she went through, those 3 episodes were brilliant.
Yeah.
And I think that the showrunners did a great job on those 3, but the show as a whole kind of like fell on its face. And this week, Kevin Feige confirmed that the commercials in the sitcom originally were intended to be communications from Doctor Strange.
Okay.
And then the showrunner was like, well, I feel like Doctor Strange would distract from Wanda as a character.
Yeah.
Which sure, but it also would have made the show more interesting.
I think you want to leave Doctor Strange to his own devices until he's ready to be in his next movie. You know, like
Well, but WandaVision is tying directly into his next movie.
Well, I know that.
So it would have made complete and total sense to include him.
Maybe. I don't know. I think that's kind of like showing your hand a little too quick.
Maybe. But I know I would have liked it better.
I mean, in the world of Marvel right now, like the timeline coming up looks pretty cool.
I was just about to say, moving on from the bad and going into the future.
Yeah.
Did you watch that preview video?
I did with
Marvel posted.
Yeah, I did.
There's a clip from the Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
There's a clip from Shang-Chi, and then it's got all the movie titles and shit coming up.
Yeah, you're talking about the one that had what's his name? The Stan Lee narration at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah. That sent chills up my spine hearing his voice again, and I was like, "Oh man, you buddy." But then
I am so excited for the Eternals. Like, I don't know anybody that's as excited as I am for Eternals. That movie is going to be fucking insane. Sorry. Every time.
Gesundheit. You put a stall on my bad take.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I am not in. Okay. Let me see. I don't want to say not excited. Excited is not the right word. I am not as invested in the characters that are coming in the next couple movies. Like, I don't know who the hell Shang-Chi is. When they announced it before, I was like, who? And the Eternals, I'm not really well versed in as far as their involvement in the Marvel Universe.
The only thing I know about the Eternals is that they are Marvel's ripoff of Jack Kirby's New Gods.
Okay.
So, and I love the New Gods. So, getting to see Marvel's version on screen, I cannot fucking wait for that.
I'm mainly just pumped for Spider-Man, Black Panther 2, and Moon Knight and Loki. That's my ones that I'm interested in.
Did you watch the Shang-Chi
and the what ifs? Whenever the what ifs come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it, and I'm like, okay, it looks cool. It looks cool. I'm not shitting on it. It looks cool, but like I have no investment going into it because I don't know dick about the character.
Yeah, but it's Marvel MCU, baby. Like,
it'll still be fine. It'll be a fun movie.
That's enough incentive for you to like take interest in. And I've also read I bought like a one-off Shang-Chi comic book. Like, it was just like, like a single issue, and it was incredible. So Shang-Chi is the best the best hand-to-hand combat fighter in the entire Marvel universe.
Over Iron Fist?
Yes.
Oh.
Like, he does, like, Iron Fist has like special powers because of like, the whatever. But Shang-Chi does not have special powers, but he can still beat the shit out of Iron Fist, basically.
I wonder if he could beat the Punisher. Because remember, I don't know. Because remember the Punisher, they're not like, he doesn't have a superpower, but he's just like unfucking stoppable sometimes.
He's the Juggernaut, bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
He's just so angry.
But I'm like super stoked for Shang-Chi. Like, I hate that Awkwafina is in it. Like, just get anybody else. Because Awkwafina's like made her career off of like, using a black scent and has never apologized for it.
I have no idea who Awkwafina is. This is news to me.
She is she seems like she's going to be the comic relief of this movie. Like Shang-Chi's sidekick that's funny. The girl that's driving the bus in the trailer. You said you watched the trailer, so you should know who that is. But
I don't really remember. Sorry.
Well, you don't need to know, like, you don't really need. I'm just going on.
The girl that does that the show on Comedy Central.
Yes.
Oh.
So she like the first like 3 movies and like the beginning of her career, she was like a rapper and she like used the black scent, and then she decided she wanted to do serious movies, and now the black scent is completely gone.
Okay.
And she has been called out on this multiple times. And has never acknowledged it. So it's like, It's
that's dumb.
Yeah, and like movie studios are just like putting her in everything and trying like because she's like among people that don't care about that kind of shit, she's really popular.
Yeah.
But it's like it's important to draw attention to that shit, dude. People need to.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a different scale of things from like her doing that and being a dickhead about not acknowledging it, and then that girl from Mandalorian who basically was like, you know, being a conservative is the same as being, you know, in the Holocaust. You know.
Yes.
Like they're vastly different problems.
They're different ballparks, yeah. But like. To restore faith in someone, they should acknowledge
it. No, 100%.
Acknowledge their faults, and like we can move on.
100%. She should acknowledge it. That is weird though. That like she would use that to get her like footing, and then not like even acknowledge it. That's weird.
So
even Vanilla Ice acknowledged all the bad shit he did.
Yeah, like if that guy can admit that he was wrong, then so can you.
Yeah,
but. I like going back to what I was originally saying. I'm really fucking stoked for Shang-Chi because I told you that me and Ashley watched Kim's Convenience. The older brother on that show is the guy that's playing Shang-Chi. Sorry, there's a character on the show called Kimchi too, but the guy playing Shang-Chi plays the older brother on Kim's Convenience.
That's cool,
and he's great.
And like I said, I don't know anything about the character, but I'm still gonna watch it because it's a MCU movie, and I'm rarely like, even the worst MCU movie, I'm still like, I had a good time.
Yeah.
So like, I haven't seen one where I've been like, I really wish I got my money back for that one. There's just some that I'll never watch again. Like I'll never watch Thor 2 again. I'm iffy on Iron Man 3 from time to time.
Okay, so it's like regarded that Thor 2 is the worst movie.
Mm-hmm.
I have rewatched it several times.
Mm-hmm.
It has aged very well. Beginning's boring, but it gets better. It gets better.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man 3 sucks dick.
Yeah.
Avengers 1, aside from the hype of bringing a film universe together for the first time, movie sucks. Movie's terrible.
Avengers 1?
Yes. Yeah. People shit on Age of Ultron, but like anybody that I know
Age of Ultron was so much better.
Anybody that I know that shits on Age of Ultron has only ever watched it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it the first time and was like, that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I watch it now and I'm like, that is fucking gold, baby. That movie has aged like fine wine. Fuck Joss Whedon, but he did a good job on that movie.
I still think the two best Avengers movies are the last two. They are.
Dog. Come on, dude.
They are.
I am not saying that.
Oh no, I know.
Is better than either of them. But it has aged like fine wine, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I still go on record that Captain America: The Winter Soldier is the best MCU movie. It is fucking incredible.
It's really well written, but I like Civil War the most out of all the single movies. Out of all the non-Avenger movies, that's my favorite.
Personally, I think that Captain America: Civil War has some filler to it that is unnecessary, and there's some fat that could have been trimmed. Now, it's a great there's no denying it's a great movie, but I prefer Winter Soldier. Like that is my number one MCU movie.
It was for me it was a big moment because it was like I was stoked that Spider-Man was finally involved in this MCU and finally away from reboot fucking hell. All the fucking time.
100%. Getting to see Spider-Man with everybody else
was just really special.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable moment. Even in the trailer, I was just like, it's happening. Let's go.
That's one of my complaints, all right? So Marvel busts their nut in every trailer. Like, had they not shown Spider-Man in the trailer and we all saw that opening night and didn't know?
Well, here I agree. It would have blown the roof off everyone, but people would have spoiled it like the second it would have happened in the theater and people would have tweeted it away.
It gets spoiled anyway.
No, I know. But like if Marvel doesn't bust an appearance nut that's within the actual film, right? Not in the post-credit scene or the post-credit scene, then people are going to know about it off the break anyway. So it's like, why not have that part known.
But I disagree with you because these movies are made. They're not made for it, but they're kind of made for the opening night. Like the initial screening, like that's kind of like Cap like taking the hammer in fucking Endgame. That scene happened for that opening night. Him saying Avengers Assemble was for that night. It was the culmination of 23 movies. We finally got to hear Captain say Avengers Assemble it. And it was done.
Go ahead.
Like Thor and fuck. Sorry, I'm getting like amped up and getting ahead of myself.
That rain that you drank is getting to you.
It really is, dude. I need to go do some push-ups or something.
Do it.
But Hulk in Thor Ragnarok, his reveal in the whole first hour of the movie gets treated as if it's a surprise, but he was in the fucking trailer. It's like they really couldn't wait until opening night to let that be known. Like, how much harder would have Hulk being in that arena hit if we didn't know it was going to happen?
I have a theory on why, because I feel like the way they do trailers now for anything remotely a part of nerd culture is the trailers are made specifically to get pops out of the crowd at a Comic-Con. Because they always show them at San Diego Comic-Con or one of the other big cons, and I really feel like it's for the fucking directors or the writers to basically like watch the crowd lose their shit, because otherwise they don't get to see the reaction that these people will have for some of these things, because they're not going to see it in theaters. So they're like big reveals that are like definitely a part of the story, but not like telling all of it, where it's like, I think they just get cheap pops because they're marks for themselves. I really think that's all it is. I think
they do love sucking their own dick.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think that's why. I think that's the whole reason. I mean, any reason you make a trailer is to get people hyped for it, but I really think that like their attitude for making a trailer is to get that reaction out of a con crowd. Same thing with video games.
I don't disagree. I'm just it's like, it's annoying in my opinion.
No, I can see it. Yeah, like it would probably be a big fucking deal if you didn't know that was going to happen. But like
I know that
Endgame, they didn't have the trailer, end with everyone vanishing.
Yeah,
and that's a big plot point. But it's not like it's just. It's just saying, hey, this character's in this movie. It's not a plot point, really.
I just think that I would have, like, I just know, because I see all these movies opening night. I always do. Like,
I stopped doing that. We've talked about why.
I know. We've talked about it. I enjoy it. I'm the guy that's screaming my fucking dick off every movie.
Good for you.
My god!
I'm happy. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you, but I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I know, and that's why we're never gonna go to the movies together. Fuck you.
I'll go to a movie with you after like the 7th time you've seen it, and then everyone else is done with it. I didn't even go see the Star Wars movies opening nights. I went and saw them like a week or two later.
Every time I go, baby.
I never pre-ordered a ticket. That was the fucked up part. It was like with the first one, it was like, if you didn't pre-order, you weren't going to see it for 4 months. And I was like, that's insane. I'm just going to...
So...
I got in finally, but...
Yeah. I remember... what was it? For Endgame, I think they like opened... They opened like a couple of days early. So it was like the Tuesday before they were supposed to open or whatever. And I scored 2 tickets for the Tuesday screening for me and Germ, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
I had a great time. So for the Marvel movies, we've got Marvel in general. We got Loki coming in June.
Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't suck.
Fingers crossed, dude. It looks good, but I mean, I think the other 2 shows looked good too, and I've been let down both times. Excuse me so much. I'm so sorry.
You are a burpy boy. Someone needs to burp the baby. It's all that bubbly. I'm about to open my own bubbly.
So we got Loki in June. We got Black Widow fucking finally coming in July. I cannot express how little I care about this character and how much I care about seeing this movie. And I've said it before on this goddamn show. You got David Harbour, not Harbour, David Harbour playing Red Guardian, and you got fucking Taskmaster, baby.
Which I'm only stoked about because that's a good lead-in for Moon Knight.
I cannot wait to finally see this goddamn movie. So we got that in July. We got Shang-Chi coming in September. We've got the Eternals coming in November. Apparently, the next Spider-Man movie's done filming, and that's coming out in December.
Merry Christmas to me.
We got Doctor Strange coming in March. We got Thor: Love and Thunder coming in May. We've got Black Panther: Wakanda Forever coming in July of the next year. And then we got Captain Marvel coming in, The Marvels coming in the November. So we've got fucking,
that's
how do
a
I
lot
count?
there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 movies coming in the next 12 months, basically.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Fucking insane.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch all of them because
I am too.
It's just a part of my DNA now. I just have to watch them whenever they
baby.
come out.
Yeah, dude, I cannot.
Speaking of Disney things, though, did you happen to catch the Bad Batch that came out the other day?
So
I haven't watched it yet, but I saw that it dropped, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I got to see this."
So
and I didn't.
The Bad Batch ties into Clone Wars, and I've never seen all of Clone Wars, so I'm currently making my way through. I am at the tail end of season 5, so I got 2 more seasons to go after this. And let me just say, I've started this show over a year ago. Season 1 took me over a year to watch because I hate the animation.
Yeah.
By season 2, I had completely starting in season 2, I'd forgotten about the animation because the writing is so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's a kid's show, and it's fucking amazing.
Well, so here's the thing. Fucking Clone Wars is still, in my opinion, the best thing to come out of the prequels. It's the best bit of media that came out of the whole fucking thing. Because those shows gave the whole, like, story arc room to breathe. Which the movies never did. The movies were just like, fucking CGI, give them everything. Let's go.
Yeah.
And this is like, I don't know. I've always thought the writing for Clone Wars was good. I've never finished Clone Wars, but I did watch a good amount of it.
So like I said, I'm at the tail end of season 5, and I cannot believe what I am seeing. It's so goddamn good. And so I'm watching that. My plan is to watch all of the show Rebels and Resistance, and then watch the Bad Batch.
You're putting a lot of weight on your shoulders there.
Dude, I'm just trying to consume all this Star Wars media specifically because I hated Rise of Skywalker so much. I want to consume good Star Wars media. So,
well, we won't go down that road again. But that long road. No, I haven't watched Bad Batch yet, but I intend to my next day off. I'm not gonna watch everything else. I just want to see it because everything that I've heard about it is that it's like definitely a more mature story. Like it is not.
Well, they made it now. So so you got to think about this. The people that were watching the Clone Wars were kids when they were watching it, and now they're adults.
Exactly the same reason why it was a good time for the Marvel movies to start getting more mature because the kids that grew up watching it are now adults. Yeah. Same with, I mean, I've seen one Harry Potter movie, but I know that the story gets more mature as it develops because the people that are fucking into it were like 10 when it came out or 20 if you're weird, and then by the time you were older, obviously your material that you're reading is going to get more mature. They need to do something to keep the fucking fan base on board.
Oh yeah. So I am anti-Star Wars. Fuck. Well, I'm anti-Star Wars fans, but I'm sorry. I was going to say I'm anti-Harry Potter. Grow up, read a different book, fuck off.
Yeah, I feel the same way about Lord of the Rings. Read a different book, grow up. Lord of the Rings,
Harry,
and Harry Potter are the same to me.
They are not the same.
They both got wizards. They both deal with wizards.
Yeah.
It's lame. It's whack.
Dude.
Nothing.
Except that Lord of the Rings is like a maturely told story, and Harry Potter's for babies. And it's poorly written.
Lord of the Rings.
Fuck J.K. Rowling.
Is also for babies, in my opinion.
Not.
I don't care.
You
will do nothing.
Have you ever read them? Have you ever seen the movies?
You will never, ever do anything.
That shit won an Oscar, baby. Fuck you.
Terrible movies win Oscars all the fucking time.
That's true. I can't even use that as an argument.
An Oscar isn't a good base off of what entertains me, and none of that shit entertains me.
Dude, you got fucking orcs and goblins getting their heads chopped off.
Fucking boring.
And it's all
garbage.
It's all practical effects, baby.
It's
Lord of the Rings.
It's
the
all
Lord of the Rings
it's all
trilogy,
practical effects. My ass. It's all practical effects.
Well, some of the shit.
Helm's Deep is not practical effects. Fucking the walking ass trees, not fucking practical effects.
The up close shots are. The up close shots are. The up close shots are. Bitch, fuck you.
No, because there's that There's that whole fucking like special effects studio that gets fucking like their dick washed by everyone in the fucking movie industry because of how good they did for all that CG work on a lot of the stuff in the movie for all the facial stuff. So like that's not practical.
Gollum specifically is a CG character, but it was such a well done CG character, especially for the time. And it still holds up, dude. He looks great, and it was motion captured. Everything was acted out by Andy Serkis.
No one will ever convince me that Lord of the Rings is a good series. Period.
It's incredible, and you're an idiot if you say that. But let's move on.
I'm entitled to my opinion that Lord of the Rings doesn't entertain
dumb
me.
Opinion.
It doesn't entertain me. That's the problem. I watch stuff to be entertained, and it's not entertaining.
Are you not entertained? Goddamn!
It's what
Gladiator's so good.
15 hours of fucking bullshit.
If you watch the extended version, but if you watch just the theatrical versions, it's only 9 hours.
All lame.
Nope.
Whack shit, dude.
Nope.
I played
perfect.
I played so much D&D as a teenager, and some as an adult. And
I've got friends that play D&D.
And all the RPGs I played as a kid were like all set in like medieval shit. So like I'm overloaded with medieval orcs and wizards and all this other shit.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem.
It is. So why do I want to watch a movie about a thing that I've overdone?
Yeah, but you can't tell me it's bad because it's objectively a perfect series. Objectively, there's no argument to be made. It's perfect.
Guess so, but they bore the shit out of me. That's fine.
But you have the attention span of a gnat.
I do, but you know what
But I
holds my
fucking
attention?
love that shit.
You know what holds my attention? Fun. None of those movies are fun.
That's not true. All the fight scenes are incredible.
Yeah, they were when I bought the video game of Lord of the Rings, The Twin Towers, and enjoyed the hell out of that way more
that
than
video
I did.
game.
Yeah,
how fucking good is that?
That video game's fun as shit. The movie's doo-doo. I'm not into it. And then
the video game's based on the movies.
Lord of the Rings.
Suck my dick.
I don't care. Lord of the Rings, Shadow of Mordor, fun fucking game until you realize how repetitive it is.
I haven't beat it yet because it's
so fucking repetitive.
And then they made a sequel called Shadow of War, and I bought that, but I'm not going to start it till I finish Shadow of Mordor.
I will play a video game set in the Lord of the Rings universe if it's good, right? Because I like playing video games, but I don't like sitting watching something that's boring the fucking asshole off of my body.
This is just making me mad, so can we move on?
That's fine. I didn't know it was making you actually mad.
It is, because I love those movies.
I'm sorry.
Harry Potter sucks. J.K. Rowling's a transphobe, and there's so many like people that will not give up on the Harry Potter series. I get it. You read it when you were a kid. It means a lot to you, but stop talking about it so much because it's really not that great. Oh God, a bunch of people I work with were talking about how much Harry Potter decorations and shit and like memorabilia they have around their house, and I'm sitting here like, wow, what a bunch of dorks. But then I think about what I have around my room. so I really don't have any room to talk. But
Yeah.
at least I don't have like shrines to Harry Potter because that shit's fucking lame.
It's kind of like when people started giving bronies a really hard time, and I thought about it, and I was like, I really like pro wrestling. I can't fucking give them any shit. I can't. Let them fucking live their lives, man.
Yeah, man. Just have a good time.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hate on anybody, but there's just so many people that will not shut the fuck up about Harry Potter all these years later, and it's like it's tired.
So you're not a Slytherian then?
What?
I don't know what the fuck. There's like some thing in there. Like I've heard people talk about it, and they're like, "See, this is where I'm gonna sound like a boomer trying to explain TikTok to a coworker." It's like there's something called a Slytherian or a Slytherin. I don't fucking know how to. I barely know how to use the English language, let alone talk about this bullshit. Oh, is that what they are?
Yeah, they're the bad guys.
I
Gryffindor.
I guess we're bad guys then for not liking it.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck that shit.
I don't know.
Daniel Radcliffe's cool as fuck though.
Danny Rads?
Yeah, he rocks.
If he was in a bad like Motorhead type band, that would be his name.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the updates on the MCU. It looks like Warner Brothers is just going to continue to tank their own superhero universe because they hate Zack Snyder and his fans.
I don't know why y'all are surprised on that side of the fence.
I mean, I'm not surprised at all. But
Warner Brothers doesn't want you to have good comic book movies, but they want all of their comic book movies to make a shitload of money.
Yeah, exactly. So the overwhelming approval and success of Zack Snyder's Justice League is not going to lead into anything that I had hoped for. I say hope. I didn't anticipate it working. I didn't anticipate it happening. But, I'm glad I got that movie. So that's cool. I'm sad because there's so much potential for more stories in the future. But, Warner Brother want. I don't know. Sorry, I'm tired. And that rain is just coursing through my veins. That Warner Brothers wants to drop the ball. They can keep dropping the ball. So fuck them.
Yeah. No, it's like fucking how I feel with Marvel not continuing anything with John Bernthal's Punisher. Just fucking do something. Do something with him. Do something with fucking.
So Marvel kind of soft confirmed that the Netflix characters were going to come back. So hopefully we get them with the actors that were playing them.
I hope so at some point.
Dude, Charlie Cox was a great Daredevil. John Bernthal. Like, if it's just those two that get to reprise their characters, that's fine. But now that we're talking about John Bernthal, somebody made a TikTok about how, like, they were like, he's great as Punisher, but if we all anticipate, they're going to recast Wolverine. John Bernthal would be an incredible Wolverine.
Oh, I don't want him to do that. No. Keep him the Punisher. No, just keep him as the Punisher. Don't fucking recast the Punisher. He is my favorite Punisher out of everyone that's played the role. Like,
me too. But hold on.
Do not take him away just to fill another void. Get another actor. There's plenty of other people that can play Wolverine.
No, but
he's still too tall. He's still too tall to be Wolverine.
He's shorter than Hugh Jackman.
True. Still too tall.
I'm trying to find this fucking. It was a TikTok. I sent it to Brendan, and both of us were like, "Whoa, he would be an incredible Wolverine."
I agree, but also it's too late. He's already in the position he's in.
Yeah, if they don't recast the Punisher, which they're probably going to do.
Hope not.
Then that's fine.
Whatever. I mean, I'll still see it if it's good, but like...
I'll see them all. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I know. Oh, so you saw Galaxy Quest?
Yeah, dude, that movie was fun as hell. Holy shit. I
fucking told you were like, oh man, like, Tom Arnold's an asshole. Agreed. But
Tim Allen, dumbass.
Well, that's what I said. Tim Allen.
You just said Tom Arnold.
Both assholes. Sorry, Tim Allen. My bad. That's the next movie I need you to go try to find is The Stupids with Tom Arnold.
I'm not watching that
Boy,
fucking movie.
I'm telling you, you'll fucking...
I'm not fucking watching
It's a wild movie. It's a wild-ass movie.
I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it.
I've already given you one recommendation, and you've loved it. So,
dude, I was 10 minutes into Galaxy Quest, and I was like, how have I never seen this fucking movie?
That's what I was surprised about, because, like, it's so much fun and up your alley. That's why I was surprised you've never seen it.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
I can't remember any specific lines right now, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it's like, so I explained what it was in the last episode. What did you think of Alan Rickman's fucking like joke spot character in the
Dude,
movie?
the fact that he never took off the makeup was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
It was just like he hated it, but he just never took it off.
Yeah.
It was so funny. And like Ashley was sitting with me watching it, and she goes, "Why is he still wearing it?"
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, he's not a part of the show. He could just fucking take it off. But like, I love how genuinely innocent the aliens felt in the whole movie.
Yeah,
and it was like, because at first you're like, I hate the cast of the fake show. Because they're just like, fuck you guys, we don't need to be here. Why'd you take us, blah, 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 blah. And then you're like, oh man, that's literally like what I enjoy about that movie is those aliens represent every little kid that doesn't know what they're seeing is a TV show.
It's fake, yeah.
Yeah, and it's very wholesome. It's a very wholesome movie.
I really liked the practical, like the villain makeup.
Yeah.
Saurus or whatever his name was.
Yeah,
he looked incredible.
He looked like one of the Ninja Turtles from one of those movies.
Better, I would say.
Better,
but yeah. The Ninja Turtles were Jim Henson, the guy that does the Muppets. He did the...
Oh, Jim Henson, you know that guy that does Muppets?
Yeah, that guy.
It's like saying Stan Lee, you know, the guy that does comics.
Yeah, whatever.
They're synonymous with each other.
Yeah. Anyway, what was I going to say? Sigourney Weaver was awesome in Galaxy Quest.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I'm really glad. I'm really glad you enjoyed Galaxy Quest because I have very fond memories of seeing that movie in the theaters when it came out and seeing it multiple times. That's one of the few movies I went to see multiple times in the theaters. It was also because my dad really liked it too. It
was fun. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, because we both liked watching Tim Allen on Home Improvement when I was younger. And he normally didn't do movies more than once, but he really liked that movie.
It was good.
But I'm starting to try to watch more things.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
I'm doing it this way. Because there's too much.
There's way too much, dude.
So what I've been doing, which is I didn't know Netflix added a just play something button.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And I've been saying for years that it's the thing that all of these streaming services need is a just fucking play something button.
So,
and
Shudder,
mm-hmm.
They have 3 channels. So they've always got content streaming randomized. And like, you know, there's like a classics channel, a new hits channel, and then like a gore channel. I don't know. There's 3 channels.
Okay.
Though. So there's always random content just cycling. Still have never used Shudder.
I haven't either.
I said in like our first episode, I signed up for the free trial, watched a Hellraiser documentary, and then I never used it again. And my sister has an account, and she let me use her login, and I still have never watched anything on it.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Japanese movies that I want to watch on there, like Ichi the Killer. I think that's a Japanese movie.
Oh, Ichi the Killer.
Ichi the Killer.
Yeah. That movie's fucking good. I had
it's
a
in
lot
my
of
list.
fun with that.
It's on my list on that.
Watch the original, not the remake. The remake's dog shit. Watch the original.
I mean, of course it is.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no. The Beth was watching something the other day, and I saw that there was a just play something button, and I was like, where's this been? And she's like, it's been there for a while. And I'm like, fuck. Because that's what I wanted. I just wanted that button.
I never watch anything. Like, it's funny because, you know, I still pay for the subscription, but I like hardly ever use Netflix anymore.
Really?
I'm in HBO Max or Disney Plus all the time now because those 2 apps, like, they have like a grip on me.
Yeah, I mean, I mainly use like when I just want to veg out, I'll turn on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
and just watch some dickhead talk about something. That's
Dude,
usually
I love watching some dickhead talking about something.
yeah,
That's kind of why I wanted to do this on a YouTube channel,
yeah,
because I truly love just watching. Like you said, I
yeah.
love watching some dickhead talk about something.
Yeah, like I've been watching like I'll name drop a few. So I've been enjoying watching this guy Thought Slime.
Yeah.
Then there's Quentin Reviews, who's just an awkward fuck, but I love watching him. Not, and I'm not saying he's an awkward fuck to make fun of him. He's like I thoroughly enjoy his awkward energy, and it really makes me happy.
Yeah.
And then oh, there's one Toy Galaxy that does some really cool shit. And there are a couple other ones, but those are the ones that I've been watching like heavy duty lately. Oh, and this guy Leon Lush, who's like, he cracks me up. He just watches stupid TikTok videos. He's my age too, and we're both just kind of like in the same vein of like, kids are hilarious, but what the fuck are they doing?
What the fuck, yeah. Dude, TikTok trips me out sometimes, man. There's some stuff on there that I'm like, why would you post that?
It's so cringy sometimes. Like, I don't understand. I don't get
this. I saw a post about some person,
mm-hmm.
some influencer with millions of followers, who, her dog was considered an aggressive breed.
Mm-hmm.
Her son reached into the dog's food bowl. Dog bit the son. Rather than getting the dog behavioral lessons
mm-hmm.
or trying to rehome said dog,
she just went.
She put it down. Yeah, she put the dog down, but not before having a photo shoot with the dog before she put it down.
That's insane.
Yes,
and I say that's insane because it's the kid's fault. Like,
yeah. You didn't teach your kid not to reach into the dog's food bowl?
Like, dogs are easily trained, but if they're not trained, they don't understand certain things.
Yes.
And some dogs, even non-violent breed dogs, like, because I'm assuming this person had, like, American Bulldog or a Pit Bull or something like that. Right?
It's the same type of dog that's in the Second Friday movie.
Okay.
It's the target dog.
Oh yeah.
Bull Terrier or whatever.
Yeah, Bull Terrier. So I've seen dogs that are basic ass breeds, right? Like Labradors, fucking Golden Retrievers, shit like that. That will fucking rip your hand off if you go near their food, and they're seen as like fucking easygoing, family, kid-oriented breeds. You know?
Yeah.
Any dog has the ability to fucking kill you. So treat animals with fucking respect and have common sense with certain things.
Yeah,
that's all. That's so stupid. I hate hearing stories like that
because it makes me so mad.
Yeah, because it's human error, not fucking animal error in that situation.
That dog did not deserve to die. You got 1 million followers. Ask somebody to adopt it.
Somebody would have taken your fucking
dog. Find a
dog.
shelter. Do whatever you can. Don't fucking kill your fucking dog, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I have always said this, even before I was a big dog person, which at a time in my life I was not.
Mm-hmm.
If an animal kills me, I deserved it.
Yeah.
I did something that set that animal off.
Yep.
And that animal should not be put down because it killed my dumbass.
Yeah.
Leave it alone. It's just being an animal, bro. Like, fuck.
They're just animals. And what is euthanizing it going to do? You're dead. It won.
Yeah.
Exactly. What the fuck's going to happen?
So, like,
be grateful. What the fuck?
My dog is now 15.
Yeah.
She's an old lady.
Mm-hmm.
For anybody that doesn't know, she's a pit bull.
Mm-hmm.
She's laid back. She's very calm. Now, the breed does have some tendencies, and there's a stigma that is connected with said breed. My dog has never tried to bite me.
No.
She has tried to bite Ashley and Jeremy.
she's been a sweet pea to me every time I've been around.
Yeah,
because I also know how to approach dogs, and I'm very respectful of their space.
It's different with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's the same with any dog. Dogs latch to a person.
Yeah,
she has latched to me. Mm-hmm. So like essentially, I can do whatever the fuck I want to Shirley, and she's not gonna like try to attack me because I'm her person.
Yeah.
But if you're doing something that she doesn't like,
she's gonna let you know.
She's gonna let you know. She's gonna growl. Yeah. She's gonna like go like. She's so old. She's so funny when she tries to bite people. Mm-hmm. It's like the slowest movement ever. She goes like this.
Oh, that beautiful girl.
She's just like,
well, like I had pissed off Lily the other day because like she's my smallest dog, so she's gonna get fucked with the most. Like I'm just gonna push her buttons because it's hilarious because she's so tiny. But well, we're gonna stop doing that because she tried to bite my face, like legitimately attack me because I was fucking with her so bad, and not doing anything malicious. Like I literally was on the other side of the couch, and I did one of these where I like peeked up over the couch and was like just staring at her, and then I'd go back down, and then I'd come up. I was playing peekaboo, basically, and she got irritated and just lunged at me. And like just barking, and I was like, "Oh damn, you don't think that game's fun?" And she's just like, "Oh, I'm so angry," and I'm like, "Okay, cool." Like,
all right, and then I just again.
Yeah, and then I just pet her stomach, and she was like back to normal.
Cool. So, my parents' dog Russell. I have a scar on my nose. Mm-hmm. He bit me. He bit my face one time.
Yeah.
But let me tell you the full story. This is when my parents still lived here. Mm-hmm. Because I live in the house that they used to live in. They moved out. We rented from them. Mm-hmm. He's passed out on my parents' bed. And good old Frankie decides to have some fun. So I went like, "What are you doing?" And woke him up.
Oh.
And my face was right here, and he fucking bit the shit out of my nose.
Yeah. But because
I fucking deserve. He was asleep. He's dead asleep.
Yeah.
I fucking deserved that. Like,
yeah, no, when a dog is in a deep sleep and you want to go fuck with them, whatever happens is on you.
It's my fault.
Yeah. Like fucking Tina almost bit me a few hours ago because I didn't realize she was dead ass asleep. I thought she was just laying down. And I went to go pet her, and she just came and was like, "Rah! What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Oh, my bad. Sorry. Yeah. I thought you were just laying down."
Dude, but yeah, I still have a scar from it. It was so fucking. I laughed my ass off. I was like, "Whoops!"
I was like, "Don't do that again." Yeah, that's your thought process. It's like, well, I shouldn't have done that. You don't go immediately to.
No, I'm not like fuck you.
Fuck you. Time to put you down.
I'm like, fuck me. Why did I do that?
Yeah,
he was passed out. So it's just like, I don't know, dude. Some people's relationships with animals just drive me fucking crazy.
Dude. I could go on for hours about how much that kind of shit frustrates me. But I mean, everyone views animals differently, and I know people who are very animal friendly who still eat meat, and I know people who don't eat meat and they don't really seem to give a shit about animals. So
yeah,
it's all over the fucking place. Or they're not self-aware enough to know that what they're doing is also still impacting something else.
Right. So,
but I'm just a quiet vegan. That's all I am.
Yeah, dude, I don't really care what you do.
No.
Just fuck off.
Yeah, basically. If you could just fuck off, then I don't have to. If you fucked off, I wouldn't have to tell you I'm vegan.
Yeah, man, just leave me alone.
If you went the fuck away, I wouldn't have to like even talk to you about my views on the world. You can just go the fuck away.
That's just where I'm at, man.
Yeah, we went way off topic talking about dogs.
We did.
From just talking about TikTok. And I have no earthly clue what I was talking about.
We were talking about so we were talking about what we watch. Mm-hmm. You brought up the shuffle button on Netflix.
God damn. Thank you.
You talked about just listen to some dickhead talk about something on YouTube. which inspired me for a new segment we can do.
Mm.
Watch this dickhead talk about something.
Watch this dickhead talk about something. Well, watch these two dickheads talk about dogs. That's what we just did.
That's what we just did.
Yeah.
But I was gonna bring up some of the books that I read this week because I've been. So I was telling Jordo earlier, everybody, that I've been reading a bunch of comics lately, and there's some fucking good shit in the pile. So,
before you get to that, the reason I was talking about the shuffle filter was I found I watched two things. One that I did watch before, but forgot how much I enjoyed it, and the episode that it picked was like my favorite episode of that show, which is why I started watching it again.
What show?
Was comedians in cars getting coffee.
Fuck that shit.
Hold up. It was the episode with Larry David.
Oh, that's a good one.
And I just was like, fuck, I forgot how fun this show was. And then it made me immediately upset that I have not comfortably been able to go somewhere and just get coffee with a friend and just bullshit. So I'm looking forward to being able to do that. So that was my first thing with the Netflix Shuffle. Like, literally, I hit Netflix Shuffle and it gave me that episode, and I'm like, perfect. So the next time I do this, it'll probably give me something perfect also. And that was the last Blockbuster documentary. Have you watched it?
Dude, that doc is incredible.
It's so good! And they dicked my boy Lloyd Kaufman in it.
I want to go to the last.
If we get a chance to go to Oregon for any band related thing, we're fucking going. Like, there's no question. I'm going there. I'm not gonna rent anything. I'm just gonna give them $50 and tell them stay open.
Basically.
But like when they were talking about like Blockbuster, the way they were the way everyone in the documentary was talking about it, like just immediately like transported me back to like being in one. And like I worked for a Hollywood Video at one point, so like I'm a part of.
I loved Hollywood Video.
Yeah, I'm a part of the culture that's no longer existing. But like I can remember being in every single video rental store like it was fucking yesterday, and it's just like all of a sudden after watching this documentary, because I never would have thought about it before, but then like I'm watching this and I'm like, oh nope, I remember this one in this part of town, and then this one in this part of town, and this one I would go to, and this one I worked at, and yada yada yada. I don't know. It was a fun documentary, and I didn't realize how many comedians and actors worked at a Blockbuster at one point in their life or another.
Isn't that crazy?
It was also kind of cool. I mean, it makes sense, but
that's like the first documentary I ever watched multiple times because I enjoyed it so much. It just made me feel so nostalgic because, dude, I'm sure like you're part of the culture. I used to go to Blockbuster every weekend.
Yeah.
Just like every other fucking movie nerd.
Yeah.
I went there all the time. I fucking loved going there.
My favorite before I started working at Hollywood Video, because once I started working there, I could rent stuff like for free. It was a part of working there. But I used to go to this place called Potomac Video that was in downtown College Park. It's where that GameStop was and where the AT&T store is now. But it was a mom and pop video rental spot, and it was the only place I could find like trauma movies, where I could find like really weird like VHS like independent films. Like I found so much cool shit there, and all they needed was a credit card on file, and I could still pay for late fees and everything else in cash. So I'm a bad kid. I took my mom's credit card and I was just like, I put the information down and I was like, hey, do not charge anything on this credit card. I will pay you. I was like 17 at the time. I didn't have my own card. And I was like, is that cool? And they're like, no, your mom's going to be pissed. And I was like, just everything is cash. Like, I'm paying you in cash. If something's fucked up, I'll pay you in cash. Just do not charge the card. And I rented so much shit from there. Because, like, the bus that literally dropped me off at my old house when I was a teenager would drop me off right at that spot. So I would just, like, take the bus, rent a movie, go to Chipotle, go home. It was fucking... I'm glad I have more independence as an adult, in theory, but I do miss that amount of just like frivolous just movement that I had as a teenager.
Yeah, dude, I fucking. Oh,
I watched literally almost every Trauma movie in like one summer.
That's sick.
Like everything that came out prior to like 2005. I watched like literally almost everything. I watched every Toxic Avenger. I watched Surf Nazis Must Die, Killer Nerd, fucking Terra Firma. Did you watch any of the old like Trauma
I've never
stuff?
seen any of them.
You've never seen a Trauma movie?
No.
Wow,
I think they're all on.
Why? Why not?
Because I don't know.
Weird. That's a thing that I think you'd be all over.
It definitely seems like it would be up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
They all just look gross.
They're disgusting. That's the best part about them. Like, trauma movies are just debaucherous and gross. But that's why I like them so much. Like, if you ever get a chance to watch Tromeo and Juliet, that's the heavy hitter. That's the big one.
Okay. They talk about it in the last blockbuster.
Yeah, they do. That's the other reason why I just got like a fucking nostalgia flashback. And
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
that documentary. It was good.
Yeah,
so
that was a lot of fun. But yeah, that was my two randoms of the week.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
I'm glad you watched that doc because I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that documentary is really like I love Netflix documentaries. Because I watched that one and I watched the one oh shit, what was the social dilemma or social something? It was one about how like social media kind of like dictates way too much of our culture. I can't remember.
I don't know. That kind of sounds like it's Grandpa screaming at the clouds.
That one actually is not, because it's they get people from like Twitter, Google, Facebook, like executives that have like left the companies to like basically go on there and be like, yeah, no, like if you lived in California and you looked up climate change, it would give you all this data about like why climate change is like a real issue. But if you were from like Alabama and you typed in climate change into Google, it would tell you it was a hoax. Like we did this shit on purpose to get traffic because we knew the states that, you know, we would target, and we knew the communities we target with information bias. So it's like they kind of admitted to being the reason there's such a divide in ideological discourse in this country. It's worth watching. I think it's called The Social Dilemma.
Well, I'll check it out. I'm not really a big documentary guy.
Really?
Unless I'm super into the topic, I don't really care.
I'll watch a documentary about anything, really.
I won't.
A documentary is kind of like a fucking like precursor to like a guy's YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, sure.
And that's kind of my thing. Like, I'm down to watch people just sit around and talk about shit versus like Lord of the Rings.
Anyway,
I'll watch a documentary about people talking about Lord of the Rings before I fucking talk about Lord of the Rings.
I hate you so much. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Around.
I watched the Cecil Hotel documentary, and it was bad. Like, I think it's like considered bad. Like, it's not that long of a story, or like the case is not. There's not as much evidence as they made it seem like there was in the case. So they like just it's like drawn out over 6 episodes when it could have just been like a 2-hour documentary.
Well, did you watch any of the fuck, I just had it. Like do you watch any of like true crime documentaries at all, or is that like really not your bag?
I mean, Ashley likes them, so I'll watch them with her.
Did you watch the Gacy one that was on Peacock?
No.
There's a multi-part series about Gacy. It's a whole new one that just came out where it's
that sounds sick. I might check that out.
Dude, it's they go more in depth about how like they think the police knew about him for a while.
Of course they fucking
and
did,
just
dude.
let it go. Yeah.
Dude, like Ted Bundy, like was it Ted Bundy or was it
Ted Bundy was the one that kept Ted Bundy kept like getting away. Like inexplicably.
That's not what I'm thinking of. But there's one who some kid escaped and ran to the police, and were like he was trying to convince the police that he was being like held in a basement.
Oh,
and then and then the killer
I know who
was
you're
like,
talking about.
it was like the cops were just convinced that the kid who ended up getting killed by this guy, Jeffrey Dahmer. It was Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah. I was
It was
just about
Dahmer.
to say Dahmer.
Like like Dahmer convinced the cops that the kid was just his lover, and it was like a lover's quarrel or whatever. And the cops just let Dahmer take this kid. The kid was shaking, crying,
Yeah.
and got killed because the cops didn't do their fucking job.
Well, because, dude, back then they were like, oh, y'all are a thing? Ooh, I ain't touching that. That's how they used to be.
I mean, they still are like that,
They
dude.
still are like that.
Dropping the goddamn ball everywhere. But,
yeah.
So there's that.
But
me and Ashley watched the Ted Bundy tapes on Netflix.
I didn't like that one at all. They kind of they kind of propped up Bundy as like, oh, you know, like,
I mean, everybody does.
Well, like, here's the difference though. They propped him up as saying that he was a waste of potential. That I thought was really fucking gross.
Where they didn't say that. The judge said that. The judge of his trial said that.
I know. But they had people in the documentary who were kind of like not deliberately saying that too, but they kind of like the documentary kind of painted Bundy as like a really eccentric guy who also happened to kill people, and I'm like, dude.
No,
like,
I don't think the documentary did that. I think it was just like how the media led him to be perceived. Like, there was women that were like talking about how handsome he was in interviews and shit, and it's like, dude, he is a serial killer.
Yeah, no, there's better Ted Bundy documentaries
there
out there that are a lot less.
that
lean a lot less into that shit.
Not to say that they're like commodities for media consumption, but he gets more attention than like him and Charles Manson get so much attention, and I just fuck Charles Manson. He was an idiot.
I feel like Gacy and Dahmer both get like, I mean, they're media wise, they're the big four, you know. Actually, no, I would take Dahmer out of the mix maybe, and I would put BTK in there because he was a big deal too.
It was a big deal. Yeah.
I guess you can tell I'm kind of involved with watching a lot of true crime stuff. There is a documentary though that's starting soon that I am A, worried about because it's triggering, and B, excited to watch. And I'm gonna watch through the triggers. But they're doing one about the DC sniper.
Oh yeah.
On Vice, and you know, I trust Vice with their documentary series because they're really good. And I feel like that's the best thing Vice does is their documentary series.
They're very good.
They're very good.
The Judge one was amazing. The fucking New York Hardcore one was awesome.
The Dark Side of the Ring ones are so good.
But we watched the Night Stalker one. That one made me really uncomfortable. I didn't like that one.
They all should make you uncomfortable.
Well, yeah,
for real. Like
that one. Yeah. That one specifically.
Night Stalker is really rough. Like just the whole story of that guy is just it's very rough. Like,
so have you ever watched Mindhunter?
I started to. I got like a few episodes in, and like people put it way up here, and when I watched it, I was here. I loved it. I don't like when people overhype stuff. That's just my thing.
Well, I don't think it was overhyped because I think it was that good. See,
it was good. I enjoyed it.
I'm a David Fincher head, dude. I love David Fincher. Like, Seven is still one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life.
No, it's great.
Same with Gone Girl. He did Gone Girl. Like,
Seven is fucking incredible.
Yeah. He also, fun fact, directed Alien 3.
Oh.
Which is one of my favorite universally hated horror movies. People hate that fucking movie. But I always say it like this. It's a good movie with some mistakes.
That's how I feel about Jason X.
Yeah! Come on, dude. That movie's fun as hell.
That's all I want a horror movie to be sometimes, just fun.
Yeah.
Because horror movies generally don't scare me anymore, so just be fucking fun.
My biggest beef with going into Alien 3, my biggest beef is the CGI. Like, because it's 90s CGI, so it does not hold up, but the rest of the movie's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I loved Mindhunter. I'm also a big Criminal Minds guy. That show is really good.
I haven't watched that one. Like,
it's on Netflix, but each episode's 45 minutes, so it's going to take a while for you to pay attention if you try to. But I really like the show.
Is that like a true crime show, or is that like a actual TV show?
It's a TV show, but like it's based on the FBI's behavioral analysis unit.
Okay. Because I'll sit through a couple hours of like Law and Order SVU just because
it's like that. It's exactly like that.
I'll watch the fuck out of that then. Yeah.
I think it gets better as it goes on. The first season is a lot different than the rest of the show, but I like it a lot.
Well, like, did you ever get into watching like Forensic Files or any of those kind of shows where it's like
I used to be big on NCIS. No idea why.
Yeah. Well, Forensic Files is like an actual show about like actual murders that happen, and it's trying to like decipher like shit. The I got hooked on those shows because I was channel surfing when I was way too young, and I came across that show Autopsy on HBO, and I saw like very gruesome crime scene photos, and I was like, whoa, I'm too young for this, but I'm in. Here we go. It's the same thing that happened with me with Hellraiser. I was like 11 channel surfing, and I saw the scene from Hellraiser 3 where it's like is Hellraiser 3 the one with the CD Cinnabyte? Okay, so there's the scene where the nightclub owner is about to shack up with that chick at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
That's the part I started on. I channel surfed to that part, and I was like, yo, I might be able to see a nipple. I'm going to keep watching. Had no preparation for what I was about to watch in the next 30 seconds.
Dude, I love that.
That caught me off guard so bad. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm not here for nipples anymore. I'm changing the channel.
That's a good movie.
I went back and watched it like a year later, and I was like, this movie's incredible.
My favorite part about that movie is John Bush dies. John Bush, as we all know, is the second vocalist, or I'm sorry, technically the third vocalist of the thrash band Anthrax, and his years in that band are the worst the band ever did.
I disagree.
I hate John Bush Anthrax.
I think the Joey Belladonna comeback albums are the worst Anthrax records.
So the first one's good. Yes, it is. It is an incredible piece of music. It was written for John Bush, and Joey came in and did his best, and he did great. I love that record.
It's fine,
but the most recent record they did, For All Kings, is the biggest pile of dog shit I've ever heard. It's even worse than the John Bush era. I'll go on record and say that it's fucking terrible, and I'll tell you why it's terrible. It's because Charlie Benante, the drummer, wrote it.
Oh.
Most of the riffs were written by him, not Scott Ian.
Drummers can't write riffs.
Charlie Benante was involved in a court case when they were touring off of Worship Music, which is the album that I like, the Joey comeback album. They were touring off of that. Charlie was stuck in New York, and he got to write the whole record. And yeah, For All Kings is the worst pile of shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. I'll go on record. I hate that fucking record. And I think that Anthrax owes me an apology for that record.
They owe you an apology?
Yes, they fucking do. I am a fucking loyal fan. I love that band.
I love Anthrax too, but
I make excuses for that fucking band. They give me this big pile of dog shit. And it's a power metal album, dude. And
they're the best band out of the big four, and I will die on that hill.
Same here. Anyway, so we saw them live 3 times after For All Kings came out. I've seen them live so many times. I love them. They're, like I said, they're one of my favorite bands. Scotty Ian comes out and goes, "Who here likes thrash metal?" And everybody's like, "Yeah." And then
Not me.
they start playing a song off of For All Kings, and I'm like, "Dude,
Yeah.
play anything else." And that's a factual statement. You're playing this fucking dog shit, and you're calling it that? Fuck off. That shit makes me so mad.
Personally, I'm a big fan of Sound of White Noise. I think it's a good album. It's a good grunge record.
Yeah, and I don't fucking like that.
I enjoy, like I've said on record before, I think some of the 90s records of 80s thrash bands are more entertaining than some of the earlier 80s stuff.
I disagree. I really hate
in some cases. I think
so.
That
The band in the movie
stuff is better.
The band in the movie is Armored Saint. That's the band he was in before Anthrax.
Yeah,
and they're playing the club, and it's like, cool. Armored Saint's playing this club, and Pinhead comes in, kills everybody. So it's like, oh, cool. Pinhead killed John Bush. Well, and this was like,
did you like Armored Saint at all?
No.
Really? Oh wow.
No.
Okay.
I will say this. His voice fit that band better than it fit Anthrax, but I still didn't like it.
Oh wow. See, my first introduction to Anthrax was Married with Children, and then Tony Hawk, and then I bought the wrong CD. It's that dumb shit again about buying CDs with cool artwork and not necessarily the right one.
Which one did you buy?
I bought Attack of the Killer Bees.
That's a great record, dude. It's just loaded with hits.
It's the greatest hits record essentially, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I had, and I was like, "Oh man, this is really cool." Some of the songs sound differently recorded, but whatever. And then I was like, "Oh, cool. Let me get this one." And I got was it Stomp 4 or something, whatever. I got that record, and I was like, "This doesn't sound like that band."
That album, I think, has my favorite John Bush song.
Was it Only's on that one?
Oh, fuck no. That's not my favorite song.
That song's a banger, though, and you can't deny it.
Fuck that song. I can deny it all I want. That song sucks.
Okay.
Anyway.
If we were gonna dabble in music this week.
Hold on. I'm pulling it up.
What are you pulling up?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, not Stomp 442. I think Only is on that record. But Volume 8, The Threat Is Real, has that song Cup of Joe. And anytime I have a pic, like I'll post it on my Instagram. I post a picture of my cup of coffee because the song is literally just, "I really need a cup of coffee. Go get me a cup of Joe." And it's just speeding up over and over and over again until it's a blast beat.
Yep. Stealing their ideas from DRI.
Yeah, exactly. I love that song.
Yeah, it's a good one. No, I've been
the stick is over. I need to stop doing it because I've done it like at least once a week for the last year.
Well, now you can't.
I'm never going to because I don't care if it makes nobody laugh but me. It makes me laugh every time I do it.
It's your bit.
So I'm gonna keep doing it till I fucking die.
No, I've been on a very weird music kick this week because I watched Spawn the movie recently, and I fucking love that movie. No matter how bad the CG is, I fucking love that movie.
Dude, the practical costume looks incredible.
So good. But I forgot how much I love the soundtrack from that movie. So I've been like full blown on a 90s industrial fucking kick this whole week. I've been listening to Pitch Shifter, Godhead, Gravity Kills, God Lives Underwater.
I don't like any of that shit, but I'm stoked for you. That's cool.
It's all really corny.
Yeah.
But like the more I'm listening to it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need people to stop saying Vane is stealing stuff from nu metal bands.
They are though.
It's industrial bands.
Well, industrial in the 90s that went hand in hand with nu metal. So
no, they were they were kind of separate. They were separate because like Limp Bizkit is vastly different than like KMFDM or what's the other band? Stabbing Westward or any of those kind of bands. They all had very different vibes.
I guess that's true, but I think that even the guys in Vane would say that they're ripping off new metal, like Linkin Park.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think they would say that.
After going down this rabbit hole, I hear more '90s industrial metal than I hear new metal anymore. When I think of Vane, but that's
I'm
that's
never,
me.
I'm never gonna listen to them again, so I don't know, and I won't know, and I'm fine with that because I didn't like their original music.
That's fine.
I will say the Spawn soundtrack is great,
Mm-hmm.
and it pairs beautifully with the Crow soundtrack.
It does.
Those two together are just two awesome pieces of music.
I got a couple more to throw in that mix for great '90s soundtracks. The Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels soundtrack. Throw that on the pile. Fucking
I have to watch that movie. I have to watch that movie with soundtrack with subtitles because I don't understand the British.
Neither do I. The only thing I understand is when someone's like, "What's all this then?" and that's the only thing I get.
Yeah.
Because they talk slow when they say that part.
Right.
The soundtrack for Go, the soundtrack for Train Spotting. Like, there's so many '90s movies that have like these like perfectly like trapped in a bottle like vibes. That is one of the things I love about '90s movie soundtracks. Even the Small Soldiers soundtrack had a really good
that was a good one.
chunk of
I like
bangers.
that one.
But on the Spawn one, there's
Mortal Kombat soundtrack is great.
also really good. Yeah. On the Spawn soundtrack though, there's a Metallica techno remix of like For Whom the Bell Tolls, I think. It sounds so different, but like
yeah,
I'd listen to that fucker before I listen to the original again.
I don't think I can agree with that, but it's cool.
Yeah. Oh shit. I just remembered there was a horrible fest that got announced for October in California where Metallica is headlining 2 days and not even in a row. They headline on a Friday and then they play on a Saturday.
That's in a row, Jordo. Friday and Saturday.
Sorry, Friday and Sunday. I'm an idiot. Friday and Sunday. Because the Misfits are playing on Saturday.
See, I don't. I think I've talked about this before. I like some of Earth AD, and it's only because Jeremy plays it in the car.
So we're gonna take a little detour, and I'm gonna read you off this horrible fest lineup.
Cool.
Can
we pause?
Because imagine what a festival like this is gonna have on it. Also weird because the lineup is like, I don't know what it is about festivals in the United States like this, where it's like everything has to be so disjointed and weird to try to get everyone to show up. It can't be like fucking Whackin' or one of those other festivals overseas where it's like all the same thing. So
here, I like variety, but there's just so much mediocrity in the American music industry.
Let's go. Get ready for the first day.
All
so Thursday. I'm not talking about the bands that don't matter, so I'm going to only tell you about the ones that do, in my opinion. Knocked Loose, Exodus, Testament, Anthrax, and the headliner, Limp Bizkit. I'm not fucking kidding you. That's the fucking lineup for the first day. So,
I'm so concerned.
I would go to that.
Dude, let me tell you right now. I love Exodus. Yeah. I enjoy Testament. I'm not going to say I love Testament because I don't ever find myself listening to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen them live. They're great live.
Yeah, no, I've seen Testament live accidentally a lot.
And Anthrax is one of my favorites.
Yeah, but I would love to knock Limp Bizkit off of my to-do list of bands that I've wanted to see since I was a kid. And I do like Knocked Loose, so I want to see how that would vibe, but that's fucking weird. That's a weird fucking lineup.
Yeah, I don't like Knocked Loose at all. But whatever.
So that's that day.
I'm gonna say this. I love Anthrax. Mm-hmm. I've seen them, I think, 8 or 9 times.
Mm-hmm.
I hate how they write a set list because I've seen them 8 or 9
Ooh.
times. Every single time I've seen them, they've played their cover of "Got the Time."
Mm-hmm.
It's a great cover.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to ever hear it live.
Did you see them when they did the anniversary tour for Among the Living? That was their best fucking set list ever. Because after they were done playing everything and they were doing like the fucking like 7-minute drum solo thing, I was like, I think I've had enough. I'm gonna go home. And then I started hearing and I was like, are they doing "I'm the Man"? And I literally crowd killed from the door back into the pit to get to the fucking front.
So
I was like, get out of my way. This is my jam. This is the best Anthrax song ever written.
So during that tour, I was on a lot of blood thinners. I had a blood clot in my leg.
Oh, shit.
So I was on a lot of blood thinners. And at the time, I had to be very careful because if I'd gotten hit in the wrong way in that leg, the clot could have traveled to my lungs and then eventually to my brain. And I would have had another stroke because, I've had one before.
Yeesh.
And I was also on blood thinners. So like I would have been more prone to internal bleeding.
Oof.
So I had to enjoy that show from the back of the crowd to be careful. But boy, oh boy, did I want to be a bad boy that night.
I believe it, yeah.
I'm sitting in the back like they play like because they the last song on the record is "Imitation of Life."
So good.
And that
it's hard.
Dude, oh my god. Fun fact, Reality Check's second show, we opened with that riff.
Fuck yeah.
And it was in somebody's garage, and it was one of the most violent things I've ever seen in my life. And for it to be during my band, I almost cried that night, dude. It felt so good to see people react that way. And it's funny because
I love seeing people get violent to my music.
We opened our first show with "Among the Living," and then the next show we did "Imitation of Life." And my friend Christian goes, after we played "Imitation of Life," he was like, it was smart not to do the Anthrax intro.
Ha!
And me and Jeremy both were like, well, we still did. He laughed, but it was just funny.
That's funny. All right, so Friday.
Okay. Oh God, I forgot we were still doing that.
Yeah, it gets weird. All right, so
what's the festival called? You haven't said the name yet.
I don't want to give them free publicity, but it's called. Actually, never mind. It's sold out, so no one can go anyway. It's called Aftershock Fest. Presented by Jack Daniels.
Sold out in this economy, in this time.
I have no idea how much tickets even fucking
cost. Dude, it's still pandemic. We're still in a pandemic. Why are people?
Well, like the festival is slated to happen in October, so
theoretically people should be vaccinated. So I guess
I hope. Fucking people holding out. Anyway, so again, I'm gonna skip all the bands that don't matter.
Yes.
Suicidal Tendencies is playing. Skillet is playing. I have no idea who they are.
They're a Christian alternative rock band.
No way. Oh, God. Dropkick Murphys. Seether.
Oof.
Volbeat.
Ah, dude, I hate Volbeat.
Rancid and Metallica.
Ugh. I hate Rancid, too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, dude. I'm not into it at all.
Out Come the Wolves and the Black Album are both really good. Really good. Anyway, so that's Friday. Saturday.
And if I could buy pause on that for a second.
Okay.
If I could get a time machine and go and see Metallica in the 80s, 100% I would. I would never pay to see them again. Like anytime, like now.
Yeah, no, I've seen Rancid a couple times, but I saw them when Tim was like way on the H. And they were very sloppy. So Saturday. Saturday's a lineup I would go to.
Okay.
Because again, I got some bucket list bands that I can knock off here, but other ones that I like actually would enjoy seeing. So we got August Burns Red, Anti-Flag. I don't know who Bad Flower is. Atreyu, who I fuck with, don't care.
I've seen them 3 times.
Fuck yeah.
When I was younger and cared, but I don't care about them anymore.
Asking Alexandria, who I don't care about.
Garbage.
Fucking Body Count.
I saw them when they played East Coast Tsunami.
Oh yeah, I saw them when they played that too. That was a lot of fun.
That was nuts.
That was a weird fucking show.
That was a weird show. When they play, dude, they could have done that one at the Reverb.
If they sold tickets correctly, yeah. Like that, because it was them, Wu-Tang, and Mobb Deep. It should have been fucking full.
Yeah, that was insane.
So, it's still Saturday. Mudvayne. Gojira. Machine Gun Kelly and his pop punk band.
Garbage.
The Offspring.
Garbage.
And the Original Misfits. That's Saturday.
Garbage.
I want to check Mudvayne off my list. I've seen Offspring before. I've seen Atreyu once. Seen Anti-Flag a bunch of times.
I used to be big on Mudvayne, and I've never seen them live. Because I got into them after they went on hiatus.
Oh, gotcha. See, I've been on their dick ever since the Boom Boom Ding fucking music video. So
actually, I'm sorry. That was false information. They haven't toured since I've gotten into because they were a band, and then they went on hiatus. So I got into them at the tail end of their touring cycle for Lost and Found, which was the last album they did before they went on hiatus. And so I got into them, and then they never toured again. So it was I never got to see them.
That's because their singer's doing that awful band Hell Yeah.
Not anymore, because Vinnie Paul died.
Oh, that's right. Now the band's finally gone. How do people that wrote such good music at one time make such awful music?
Oh, dude, we're gonna get. If people actually watch this, we're gonna get hate because I just laughed at Vinnie Paul dying.
I don't think it's funny that Vinnie Paul died. So
I do.
Y'all can be mad
Fuck
at
him.
half of us.
But there's a hot take. Fuck Vinnie Paul,
dude. Fucking. Oh man. Yeah, no, I can't vibe with that one.
That's fine.
No, I'm not I do not stand for Pantera, and I never will. I know people fuck with that band a lot, but not my thing. And Sunday. So let's go with Sunday.
Okay. I want to get into Pantera, but let's go with Sunday, and then I'll get into it.
A very surprising band that is on this, and I'm stoked for them. Because it means they'll play around a bunch of people. Higher Power is playing on Sunday.
I did not like their most recent release.
I like how Alice in Chains it sounded, but that's me.
I did not.
So that.
Yeah. See, I got Alice in Chains meets Deftones, and I did not like that because I liked it. I liked the thrashy Leeway vibe of the first shit.
They weren't gonna stay that way though. You could tell they're way too good at writing music to stick with that.
Well, but they could have written it, but better.
They could have, but
but I'm saying I'm not a fan of the direction they went.
No,
so.
I mean personally, I feel like they
and I know it doesn't matter to them, but they lost a fan in me and in my roommate because we both kind of were just oh, I really like this old stuff. I don't like any of this new stuff.
I just don't think they felt like there was a future in continuing to play that, and they wanted to do they still are doing alternative music, but they're not doing New York hardcore.
The sound
there's a shelf life to how far you can get if you're doing that.
Disagree. The stylistic change is so drastic that I think they should have just started a new band.
Maybe they could have, but then we wouldn't be sitting here talking about Higher Power.
Yeah, they got name recognition, but I don't know. I think it's comparable, but not even on the same level as Metallica going from And Justice for All to the Black Album.
That's even And Justice for All into the Black Album is still same wheelhouse, right?
No,
it's on the opposite side of the wheel, right? It's the same opposite
Black,
side of the wheel.
Black Album is butt rock. The Black Album was the birth of butt rock.
If you there's a more drastic difference between the Black Album and like what's the one with Fuel on it? Reload, right? So if you took from like
or load.
yeah. So because that album's a load of shit. That's the way to remember it. Black Album to Load is more of a disassociation from metal to fucking butt rock than I feel.
Yeah, but the Black Album was the start. The Black Album was the start of it. Dude.
It was the start of it. It was just slower, but it's still
like
some of those songs are still heavy as fuck. Sad But True is still an ass beater.
Yeah, it's better when Kid Rock plays it. I am American badass.
Bow with the bow.
Yeah. Anyway. What Sunday lineup?
Let's finish up Sunday. Yeah. So Higher Power's playing. Yellow Wolf, Steel Panther, Black Veil Brides. In This Moment. Pennywise. So there's a good band.
Is it?
I love Pennywise. Don't, man, come on. Don't shit on Pennywise, man.
All right, here. I just shit on Pennywise. In This Moment was my favorite band when I was 15.
You're a fucking person. Mastodon.
Thank you.
Rise Against. Social Distortion.
Garbage.
So you know there's going to be plenty of chain wallets.
Oh, yeah.
And gas station attendant shirts.
Oh, yeah.
And a double dose of Metallica.
Double dose, what does that mean?
They headline a second night of the week. Because Metallica is playing Friday and they're playing Sunday. So if you don't get enough Metallica one night, guess what? You can get 2 nights of Metallica. Why is that fest happening? And why is it sold out?
A lot of people like a lot of bad music, man. I don't know.
I kind of want a third wave to happen, so that doesn't happen.
Dude, I'm kidding. We're still in the first wave.
I know.
We never even got out of the first wave because Americans don't know how to chill.
No, they.
It's also late stage capitalism, so half of the country can't chill because they need to work to survive, and the other half didn't want to sacrifice their fun.
Yeah, they've been getting conditioned over the last 9 months that selfishness is freedom.
So I saw some dickhead on Instagram posting about how he's going into Target and Starbucks without a mask on.
What a fucking
and posting about how masks are not healthy, and it's like, in what universe?
In the universe where you don't accept any scientific fucking proof and you literally go off of things that are said by people who are not doctors, scientists, or professionals in any field, except for people who just make shit up.
I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either.
Going back to Pantera.
Yeah, all right, yeah, Pantera.
God
damn it, Pantera!
I overdid Pantera.
I did too, because
you the first time you hear a vulgar display of power or Far Beyond Driven, you're like, holy fucky, this is some aggressive ass music. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I overdid it, and so did all of hardcore. I've seen at least 15 bands cover just the breakdown from Domination.
Oh, it's so good.
It is good, but I'm tired of hearing it, or a new level.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that all the time, and it's just
I would love to see a hardcore band cover either I'm Broken or 5 Minutes Alone.
I've seen
or Mouthful of War.
I've actually seen Paper Trail cover I'm Broken and 5 Minutes Alone.
Fuck yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Fuck yeah.
But so I overdid it. Dimebag was a great guitar player. Mm-hmm. He wrote some incredible music. I hate how Vinnie Paul drums. So, and also Vinnie Paul just kind of, as he got older, was kind of a dickhead. And when people would ask about a potential, because there was rumors for years of a reunion tribute tour with Phil, Vinny, Rex, and have Zach Wild play guitar because he was Dime's best friend.
Yeah.
And think about how I would have gone to that, because I never got to see Pantera live.
I would have, but I wouldn't have liked the crowd.
No, the crowd would have been horrible.
It's like why I
But
still refuse to go pay money to see Slayer play anywhere, because I just don't like being around a
well, they're
Slayer
not a band
crowd.
anymore, so fuck them.
Are you sure they're not a band anymore? Because
They're
that
done.
farewell tour has been going on for 7 years.
Well, it ended before COVID, so it's not like they didn't have another leg booked. It was over. They had played their last show.
I will believe it when I see it. They're the Kiss of thrash metal. They never go away when they say they're going to.
Well, they've been away for almost 2 years now, Jordo.
They'll come back.
I hate Kerry King, so fuck them.
They'll come back. They always do. So I felt bad for anyone that spent a shitload of money to see them when they were doing a farewell tour and then they played for fucking years.
See, I saw them. I saw them the Mayhem Fest, were the last one that Jeff Hanneman did before he stopped touring with them because of his illness. And then I saw them the second one that they did with Gary Holt.
I never went to one of those Mayhem Fests, and I'm kicking myself for not going the year that King Diamond and Slipknot played.
I'm mad I didn't go that year either.
Yeah.
It looked cool. Anyway,
and
going
Motorhead. Motorhead played that too.
Nope, that was a different year.
Are you sure? I thought it was King Diamond, Motorhead, Slipknot.
I saw the year that Motorhead played, and they played with Slipknot, but King Diamond was not on it. It was Slayer and Slipknot. King Diamond. I think they did the last. King Diamond did the last one, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, back to Pantera. But like Vinnie Paul, so like that rumor went around for a while. But Vinnie Paul, like anytime he was asked about Pantera, he'd be like, "Oh, well, that was the past. I'm doing Hell Yeah now." And it's like, dude, Hell Yeah is obviously a terrible band. It is nowhere near as iconic as Pantera was,
or good
at all. So just stop.
Yeah.
Now I will say, I'm over most of Pantera's catalog just because of time and the fact that I overdid it and the fact that other people have overdone it. Cowboys from Hell is one of the most solidly written pieces of music I have ever heard in my life. It stands the test of time, beginning to end. It is a riff factory. It is a mosh riff factory. It is a solo factory. It's incredible. Oh, also, not to mention that Phil Anselmo is a piece of shit. So it kind of like ruins anything that they did.
Like, Cowboys from Hell is a great record that X Hoarder wrote. Because they totally jock X Hoarder.
They did. I would say they did it more on Vulgar Display of Power than anything.
Yeah, true.
Because, like, Cowboys from Hell, they started to go into that grittier direction than the hair metal shit.
Yeah.
But there was still some of that in Cowboys from Hell. They didn't completely abandon that. They kind of like melded it together.
Well, like Cemetery Gates is like a fucking power ballad.
Yeah.
With a couple good riffs. Like I'm not gonna sit here and hate like I didn't fucking jam Pantera non-stop when I was a teenager.
You keep saying Pantera, and it just reminds me of the cover band in Pennsylvania that calls themselves Pantera.
They are really good.
They're incredible, dude. I saw them twice at East Coast Tsunami, back to back one year, and it was the first year when there was more people. The first year I went to East Coast Tsunami. The crowd was so violent during their set.
Yeah, because I remember they started playing Domination, and me and some of the people I was with were looking around and we're like, this is gonna get really bad. And then they go into the breakdown and we're like,
and then
fuck.
they played Strength Beyond Strength, which the mosh. Dude, that was nuts.
Yeah, dude, that was. Man, I hope I can get back to a world where I can just violently hit everyone to stupid music again.
Me too.
I miss the fuck out of it.
I miss it. But so I thought that we could end with some shithead talking about things, and I go over what I read this week.
Yes, go ahead.
So
let's talk about your comics.
So I'm real big on this one. So there's this one independent publisher that has been churning out some fucking hits lately, man. They're called Aftershock Comics.
Okay.
They're doing a series called Maniac of New York, which is basically Friday the 13th, but like if it happened today.
Okay.
and like Jason was a real person that existed.
Well, today's May 8th, so it wouldn't be like Friday the 13th.
Every time you do that, I want to quit this goddamn show. But so they're doing
Because
that
you
series.
stop like I'm saying something important.
Yeah,
It's just a bad
yeah,
joke.
yeah. Because you interrupt me with your horrible dad joke. So they're doing this series right now called Shadow Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically this guy. It's a black guy in the 20s or 30s who used to run liquor with Al Capone.
Oh, cool.
And so he asks Al Capone for a fucking loan of money. And then it's like just this kid learning his lessons about borrowing money from the mob.
Cool.
It's really cool. I'm really enjoying it.
Nice.
Um, this book, another one by Aftershock. It's called Undone by Blood or The Other Side of Eden. So it's like it's a comic, but then there's a secondary story that's a comic inside the comic, and they're both about like heists.
Okay.
And it's really interesting. I'm only 2 issues in, so I don't really know where it's going, but I'm really digging it.
Nice.
Did you ever read Batman White Knight?
Yeah, I think we've talked about it before.
I don't think we've gone in depth on it, but it's one of my favorite Batman series of all time.
Because there's 2, right? There was the original one.
And there's Batman.
One
there's Batman White Knight.
mm-hmm.
Then there was Batman Curse of the White Knight.
Gotcha.
And both of them were unfucking believable. It's just such an interesting take on Batman that it just like hooks you in, and then like so the author DC gave him his own universe basically. Mm-hmm. So it's called his name is Sean Murphy, and DC Comics is basically referring to any story in his realm as the Murphyverse. So I read the final 3. He did a Harley Quinn series.
Oh, sweet.
Harley Quinn plays a pretty big part in both the White Knight and Curse of the White Knight.
Mm-hmm.
And like she's developed a kinship with Batman, and just like highly recommend her series.
Okay.
It stands pretty well on its own. They go over things.
I have all of the Curse of White Knight stuff, but I haven't read a single issue of it.
Dude, so I know a lot of people don't fuck with Azrael.
Mm-hmm.
I love Azrael. I love a fucking vengeful Batman figure. I love it. So I really enjoyed it. Really good.
Mm-hmm.
Batman White Knight is one of my favorite books ever written. Curse of the White Knight's up there too.
Mm-hmm.
And then this Harley Quinn series, I don't know if I'd put it up there, but it's really good. And it's in the same universe, so it's fun. It's all connected.
Sweet.
So I started picking these up recently. It's another book by DC. I'm a big DC head. It's called Truth and Justice. So it looked like an interesting, like, I was like, how are these connected? Because, you got Vixen here, then you got Superman here. And then the third one is Constantine. And I'm like, what is going on?
Huh.
They're not connected.
Okay, so they're all separate.
It's just like 3 one-offs talking about injustice and like the roles of enforcing laws and shit, and like lessons learned in that aspect. Each one is an independent story, and they were all cool as hell, and they're written by different people.
Sick.
Yeah, really cool shit. And then the last shit I was going to talk about, I got more that I read, but I'm not going to bore anybody.
That's all we do.
Well, I don't want to bore you. Children of the
bored.
Grave.
I'm paying attention.
So this series is called Children of the Grave.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice short maxi series. It's only 5 issues.
Is that on Vertigo? Or who is that?
It's on Scout Comics.
Oh, okay.
So the guy that wrote it, Sam Romsberg, he's from here. Like,
oh, cool.
I know him. So that's kind of why I checked it out.
Sweet.
But it's like a post-apocalyptic future. It's got like a real Case of the Body Snatchers vibe to it.
Cool.
The imagery is super metal. Yeah, it's like kind of a mystery, kind of like, horror.
Okay.
And I finished it this week, and it was unbelievable. So, and it's only 5 issues. It's an easy read.
Sweet.
But I definitely recommend that one. That one's cool.
Nice.
Excuse me. But yeah, so
that's our guy talking about bullshit. That's not going to be it's not going to be an ongoing bit. It might be a bit. It might be a segment. Who knows?
I like it as a segment.
Can we have segments?
I would like to have segments.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like this show's kind of unstructured, but extremely unstructured. But I would like to have segments. Like, I like a hot take of the week. I like a guy talks about bullshit.
Yeah, because right now our show kind of has like a full-on like boxer's vibe, and we need more of a boxer brief.
Yeah, there's too much freedom.
There's too much freedom. Like, if there's like, it's still comfortable, but we need structure. Things need to be held in place.
Yeah. So I don't have a hot take of the week, but I guess the segment we were talking about pets and dead animal, like that section's kind of a hot topic.
It was an unintentional hot take. Also, like,
I don't know.
Anytime we talk about music, it's like a hot take almost.
Yeah. Maybe next time we'll remember to write down a hot take before we do it.
Well, I also like sprung it on you today that we should do it today because I wouldn't have time tomorrow. So
yeah,
probably
you did.
Yeah,
dickhead.
I'm a very busy boy.
What time do you have to get up tomorrow? It's already 1.
I gotta be up at like 10, but it'll be
all fine. Right. We can call it. I don't really have anything else to say. I got to talk about my comic books, which I don't think I've ever talked about on here.
I don't think you have. I think that's the first. Yeah, I mean, we talked about that bullshit of music. Fucking talked about finally can stop talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Put a cap on that. It's done.
Oh, yeah, get it? Put a cap on it. Cap America on it. Ah, fuck, shoot me in the mouth. I don't want to be here anymore.
So I don't know what we'll talk about next time, but we'll think of something.
No, I have a couple things in the wheelhouse that I think we should watch.
We still need to watch the sequel to December Sky.
We do need to watch that. I think it would be fun for you to watch that Tom Arnold movie.
I'm not watching the stupids. I refuse.
You've never seen it. It could be your favorite fucking movie. You have no idea.
It won't. I don't like Tom Arnold that much. Thank you for listening. This has been Adult Crash Podcast, episode 8.
I slogged through the rest of fucking Falcon and Winter Soldier for you, not for me.
Yeah, and the deal was, and I listened to the episode that we recorded last time yesterday. Mm-hmm. The deal was I would watch Galaxy Quest and you would finish Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and guess what? Both things happened.
Fuck. Really hoping.
Fuck yourself.
I was really hoping you forget about that, and I could guilt you into watching the stupids against your will. You know what we could do? That could be fun. We could do like a watch along, right? Where like we play it and talk shit about it in real time.
No.
That would be a fun video. It could be.
Look, I know that I've encouraged you to watch things that you didn't like so that we could talk shit about them. I refuse to watch the stupids. I will not.
I don't even think it's an hour and a half long. Like I think it's barely an hour. Hold on.
I don't care.
Hold on. I'm going to look this up.
Oh my god, we're really burning the midnight oil, aren't we?
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. It's an hour and 34 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not watching that fucking movie.
Dude, it has a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's fucking amazing.
So my plan for what I'm watching upcoming, I'm gonna finish Clone Wars. I had started Sopranos a while ago, and I'm finally making some. I'm clearing some ground on that. So that's my next thing. I'm watching Clone Wars now. I'm gonna make my way through Sopranos.
Okay.
Because I've never seen it, so
I really wanted to talk about Bad Batch next week, but if you're gonna go through like 70 shows before you watch it, I'll hold off.
So here's the thing: I'm pretty sure Bad Batch only ties into Clone Wars. I'm not sure if I need to actually watch Rebels before I watch it.
Okay.
But since Bad Batch is going to be only on 2 episodes next week, I can watch it.
Okay.
because I'll be done with Clone Wars by the end of the weekend.
Yeah, the way you watch
most
stuff,
likely.
yeah.
So yeah, so we'll do Bad Batch next week. That's good. That's new content we can talk about.
Yeah, we can talk about Bad Batch.
And I can talk about The Sopranos, which, dude, I am loving The Sopranos.
It's a fun show. I've never watched it to completion, but I've watched a couple episodes.
The first episode I had some trouble getting into, but after that, I'm really enjoying the show.
Dude,
so
90s and early 2000s fucking HBO shows are like works of art, dude. Like,
I need to watch. I need to watch The Wire too. I've never seen it.
Wire's good. Oz is amazing. Sopranos
that
are
one
good.
Too. Yeah.
Larry Sanders Show, fucking great. Like, I've been teetering on the idea of rewatching all of Curb Your Enthusiasm again because of how much I fucking love that show.
I've never made it all the way through.
It's great. I've watched every episode of it more than once. Because it's better. It's Seinfeld with the word fuck in it. So
yeah,
and much more mature content.
yeah. So I'm gonna watch. So Sopranos is my next one, but I will watch The Bad Batch.
What's a movie that we should watch next week?
So we can watch the sequel to December Sky.
Well, yeah, we're gonna watch that.
So that's a movie that we can talk about. But if we want to watch another one, is anything coming out this week?
Movie wise, I don't think so.
Let's. You know what? I'll take to social media and see if anybody has any recommendations.
Yeah, see if people have anything for us to watch. Hopefully, they'll tell us to watch The Stupids, and that will be a fan recommendation, so you have to watch it.
I won't. I'm gonna go ahead and put my foot down. Anybody listening, I will not watch The Stupids. So suck it. Won't do it. Thank you for listening.
It's a horrible way to treat our fan.
This has been Adult Crash Podcast, episode 8. Thanks for listening. Follow us on Instagram at Adult Crash Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Adult Crash Pod. Shoot us an email with a request that's not The Stupids at adultcrashpod@gmail.com. Follow us at the handles below if you want to see our own personal post. Jordo, point to your... There you go. Good boy.
There you go.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks. I'm going to get him to watch The Stupids eventually.
Nope. Never happening. I'll watch The Stupids when you watch Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yo, word? I'll watch it now, motherfucker. You fucking... Alright, you put the gauntlet down. It is happening. I will sit through... I'll do you one better. I'll fucking watch Man of Steel, because I've never watched it. I'll watch the Snyder cut of Batman and Superman. And I'll watch the fucking Snyder cut of Justice League. And you're going to watch The Stupids.
That's 9 hours of content, Jordo. You're not going to get through it anytime soon.
9 hours of content is worth an hour and 34 minutes of you squirming through a Tom Arnold movie.
Okay.
Sorry, I went into wrestling promo mode there. My bad.
Thank you for listening, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Bye.